Have you ever found yourself frustrated because someone doesn't seem to value or appreciate you as much as you'd like? You might have considered various strategies to change their perception or even become obsessed with you. But before you resort to tactics that might compromise your integrity, let's explore a profound and transformative approach rooted in Stoic philosophy. Stoicism, a school of thought founded in ancient Greece, provides timeless wisdom on how to handle such situations by focusing on what truly matters, your own character and actions. The Stoic perspective begins with a profound and liberating principle. You cannot control the opinions or behaviors of others, but you can exercise full control over your own reactions and mindset. This idea is central to Stoic philosophy, and it's beautifully captured in the words of Epictetus. It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. What this means is that our true power lies not in manipulating others or altering external circumstances, but in mastering our own responses to these situations. In practical terms, this Stoic wisdom suggests that instead of investing energy into trying to make someone else recognize your worth or change their perception of you, focus on your own development. By redirecting your attention inward, you engage in what Stoicism calls the practice of self-improvement. The Stoics believe that the quality of your inner life, the thoughts, values, and virtues you cultivate, is far more significant than any external validation you might seek from others. For instance, Stoic philosophy emphasizes the cultivation of virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Wisdom involves understanding and embracing the nature of things, making sound decisions, and discerning what is truly important. Courage is about facing challenges and adversities with resilience and strength. Justice involves treating others fairly and with respect, while temperance is about self-control and moderation in all things. By focusing on developing these virtues, you enhance your character and integrity, which naturally increases your own sense of self-worth and inner satisfaction. The reason these virtues are so central to Stoic thought is that they are seen as the true markers of a person's value. Unlike fleeting external validation, which is often subject to change and can be influenced by factors beyond your control, these virtues reflect a deep and enduring quality of your character. When you live according to these principles, you become a person of genuine substance, whose value is grounded in consistent and admirable traits rather than in the shifting opinions of others. Furthermore, by embracing this approach, you shift your focus away from seeking approval and validation, which can be a source of significant emotional turmoil. Instead, you develop a more resilient and stable sense of self. You understand that your worth is not contingent on how others perceive you, but on your own adherence to these Stoic virtues. This inner strength and self-assuredness make you inherently more attractive and admirable to those around you, not through any overt effort to win their approval, but through the natural magnetism of a well-developed character. In essence, the Stoic perspective teaches that by focusing on your own growth and living a life of virtue, you naturally embody the qualities that others respect and admire. This approach not only aligns with the Stoic belief in controlling what is within your power, but also leads to a more fulfilling and meaningful existence. So, rather than fixating on changing others' views of you, channel your energy into becoming the best version of yourself, a person who lives according to timeless virtues and who finds fulfillment from within. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, offers a profound insight into the nature of emotional distress and perception. In his writings, he observes, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This statement highlights a critical Stoic principle, the idea that our emotional responses are not necessarily caused by external events themselves, but rather by our interpretation and reaction to those events. What Marcus Aurelius is pointing out is that external events, including how others perceive or treat us, do not have intrinsic power to cause us distress. Instead, it is our personal interpretation of these events and the meaning we attach to them that generates our emotional reactions. For example, if someone fails to acknowledge your efforts or undervalues your contributions, The distress you feel is not solely because of their behavior. Rather, it's often due to your own expectations, beliefs, and the significance you place on their approval. This Stoic insight invites us to recognize that we hold the power to change our perspective on such situations. By developing cognitive resilience, an ability to manage and adjust our thought patterns, we can transform how we experience these external events. This does not mean suppressing or ignoring our feelings, but rather understanding that we can choose how to interpret and react to them. Instead of allowing someone's lack of appreciation to cause emotional turmoil, you can practice viewing the situation through a different lens, one that aligns with your values and principles. Indifference in this Stoic context is not about being emotionally detached or indifferent to others' feelings or actions. It's about cultivating an internal equilibrium where your sense of self-worth and emotional stability are not swayed by external validation. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to maintain our tranquility by focusing on what is within our control, our own thoughts, responses, and attitudes. This approach fosters a sense of inner peace and resilience that remains unaffected by external factors. By adopting this mindset, you build a robust emotional foundation that is less vulnerable to the fluctuations of others' opinions. When you practice this form of cognitive resilience, you remain grounded in your own values and virtues, which provides a stable and fulfilling sense of self-worth that does not rely on others' recognition or approval. This inner strength not only enhances your emotional well-being, but also makes you more attractive to others, not because you seek their validation, but because you project a calm, assured, and authentic presence. In essence, Marcus Aurelius's wisdom teaches that the key to managing emotional distress lies in mastering our perceptions and responses. By understanding that our pain often stems from our own evaluations and not from external events themselves, we can cultivate a deeper sense of inner tranquility and maintain our personal integrity. This Stoic approach allows us to navigate life's challenges with a balanced and resilient mindset, ultimately leading to a more stable and fulfilling experience. Furthermore, Stoicism places a strong emphasis on concentrating your efforts on what is within your control, primarily your own actions, attitudes, and mindset. This foundational principle is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and provides a powerful framework for how to approach personal interactions and self-improvement. Instead of expending energy on attempting to manipulate someone's feelings or behavior, which is inherently beyond your control and often leads to frustration and ethical dilemmas, Stoicism encourages you to focus on living a life of virtue and integrity. The core idea here is that you can always control how you act and how you think. Stoicism teaches that while you cannot dictate how others will respond to you, you have complete authority over your own actions and reactions. By concentrating on these elements, you create a solid foundation of self-respect and internal satisfaction. When you commit to personal growth and embody Stoic virtues, such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, you naturally foster a strong sense of self. This self-assurance and moral fortitude resonate with others and often lead to genuine respect and admiration. Living a life of virtue means making choices that reflect your deepest values and principles. It involves acting with honesty, fairness, and courage, regardless of external circumstances. By doing so, you align yourself with what the Stoics consider the true path to fulfillment and honor. When you embody these virtues, you cultivate an authentic presence that attracts genuine appreciation from those around you. Unlike superficial attempts to gain favor, which can often come off as disingenuous or manipulative, living authentically based on your values creates a more lasting and meaningful impact on others. This Stoic approach aligns with the belief that real respect and admiration come from consistently living a life of purpose and authenticity. When others see that you are committed to your principles and act with integrity, they are more likely to respond with genuine respect. This admiration is built on the solid foundation of your character rather than on fleeting external validations. In essence, Stoicism teaches that by focusing on self-improvement and ethical living, you cultivate a presence that naturally commands respect and admiration, making any efforts to manipulate others unnecessary and redundant. Moreover, This approach fosters a sense of inner peace and satisfaction. By not being overly concerned with external validation or the approval of others, you liberate yourself from the anxiety and stress associated with trying to control how others see you. Instead, you focus on being the best version of yourself, which leads to a more fulfilling and authentic existence. This alignment with Stoic principles ultimately brings about a more profound and genuine form of admiration and respect from others, grounded in the true value of who you are and how you live. In addition, one of the profound practices in Stoicism involves reflecting on the impermanence of external validation. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, emphasized that relying on others or external circumstances for our happiness is inherently unstable and precarious. He observed that external factors, such as other people's opinions, societal status, or material possessions, are beyond our control and subject to constant change. Placing our sense of happiness and self-worth in these ephemeral elements means we are continually at the mercy of external fluctuations, which can lead to a turbulent and unreliable emotional state. Seneca's wisdom teaches us to shift our focus from external validation to grounding our self-worth in our own principles and actions. By developing a strong sense of self that is anchored in internal values rather than external approval, we create a stable and resilient foundation of self-esteem. This internal grounding is crucial because it helps us maintain emotional balance and clarity, regardless of how others may perceive us or the unpredictable nature of external circumstances. When our sense of worth comes from our own adherence to personal principles, such as integrity, responsibility, and virtue, it remains intact even when external validation is lacking or absent. This practice of internalizing self-worth aligns closely with the Stoic belief in self-reliance and inner strength. By cultivating a robust inner life and relying on our own values and actions, we develop a form of emotional resilience that is less vulnerable to the vicissitudes of external validation. This inner strength and self-reliance are not only beneficial for personal stability, but also inherently attractive to others. People are often drawn to individuals who possess a strong sense of self and are not swayed by external opinions. Such individuals tend to be more authentic, confident, and emotionally secure, qualities that naturally foster deeper and more genuine connections. Moreover, when you build your self-worth on internal principles, you are more likely to engage with others in a meaningful and sincere way. Since you are not preoccupied with seeking validation or approval, you can form relationships based on mutual respect and shared values rather than on superficial interactions or dependencies. This authenticity creates a foundation for more meaningful connections as you interact with others from a place of genuine self-assurance and integrity rather than from a need for external validation. In essence, the Stoic practice of reflecting on the impermanence of external validation serves as a powerful tool for maintaining emotional equilibrium and fostering genuine relationships. By focusing on internal virtues and self-reliance, you build a stable foundation of self-worth that is less affected by external opinions and circumstances. This approach not only enhances your own emotional resilience, but also makes you more appealing to others, as your authentic and grounded presence naturally attracts deeper and more meaningful connections. In summary, while it's natural to want others to value you or even become captivated by your presence, the pursuit of such external validation can often lead to fleeting and superficial outcomes. The desire for others to recognize your worth or obsess over you may seem tempting, but Stoic philosophy offers a deeper, more meaningful path to genuine respect and admiration. Instead of focusing on how to influence or manipulate others' perceptions, Stoicism encourages you to turn your attention inward and invest in personal growth. The core of Stoic philosophy lies in self-improvement and the cultivation of inner virtues. By embracing Stoic principles such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, you focus on becoming the best version of yourself. This process involves rigorous self-examination, ethical living, and developing a resilient mindset that remains steady regardless of external circumstances. As you embody these virtues, you build a solid foundation of character that naturally garners respect and admiration from those around you. Practicing emotional resilience is another vital aspect of this Stoic approach. It means learning to manage your responses to external events and maintaining your sense of self-worth, irrespective of others' opinions or behaviors. This resilience isn't about suppressing your emotions, but about understanding that your value is not contingent on how others perceive you. Instead, it's grounded in your own principles and actions, which provides a stable and enduring sense of self-esteem. By focusing on these Stoic practices, you align with the true essence of what it means to be valued, not through superficial or manipulative means, but through authentic personal development and inner strength. This authentic self, shaped by virtue and resilience, naturally attracts genuine respect and admiration. People are drawn to those who exhibit integrity and a strong sense of self, rather than those who seek validation through external means. Ultimately, the Stoic path offers a more fulfilling and profound approach to gaining respect and admiration. It shifts the focus from external validation to internal growth and self-mastery, leading to a more stable and meaningful form of recognition. If this Stoic perspective resonates with you, and you're intrigued by how these principles can enhance your life, consider subscribing to our channel. By liking this video and joining our community, you'll gain access to more insights and practical wisdom on how to live a life aligned with Stoic values and principles. Your journey toward a more authentic and respected self starts with understanding and applying these timeless teachings.